lot of predictions tonight.
Definitely. Another surprise, Fiona. Port Pirie City not travelling very well this year after finishing 4th in the State League last year.
Yeah, it's very disappointing because they would have expected bigger things from this season. Having done so well last season, they'd be pretty disappointed up there. And, you know, when you're travelling all those sorts of distances, you want to be making every game count.
Yeah, definitely. And it is still very close at the top, Peter. Top 6, only 6 points between them.
Like I said, Sassy's the one that impressed me. The only game they've lost was in round 1 against West Adelaide. Then they turned the tides last weekend to win the game. But I think you mentioned in the break that they might get a little bit tired after they come back from national duty.
Yeah, this is very interesting because, as we'll be seeing later on when we look at some of the fixtures, they're bringing fixtures forward. They're playing midweek games because the guys have got nationals and they've got competitions in July and August. So it'll be interesting to see what happens when they come back from those, whether they will be tired or have injuries. And, you know, it could change a lot of things. So,
but is it fair to say that if they've got quite a few players missing, they could defer again?
Oh, that's a contentious issue. We've spoken about this before, and I don't really want to get into that one on this one.
We need another hour.
Martin, I'll be giving you another phone call there. No, look, let's have a look at the results for round 10 for the State League and have a bit of a conversation about this. As we said, we were at this game, which we'll have a look at the footage later. Sassy 4, West Adelaide 3. Chris Pepe scoring another brace, has been doing that quite regularly. Joe Costa and Monteroso, fantastic, these two boys. And Markovic again. Markovic scoring a double, which is terrific stuff. He's been there, great striker there. Port Pirie 2, Playford 3. DeJoya and Anikiaro.
Did you with that?
No, actually I got that wrong. I've got to correct it. Anikiariko. I am very sorry.
Yeah.
I always want to get people's names right. And for Playford, Doherty, Jackson and Townsley scoring there. Seaford Rangers nil, NAB 2, with Peroni scoring both of those, so a good win there for NAB. They needed that win. Gawler nil, Northern Demons 2, with Michael Edwards again on the score sheet and Jan Caspro. And Salisbury 1, Western District Toros 1, Shane Pearce scoring the goal for Salisbury and Zach Marcus for Toros. Now, I have to say that I predicted this when I was talking to Lou Rasciuto. We had him on the show and I said, you could do the dirty on Salisbury and if not win, they could at least draw. And they've actually done that and they've got to play them again this week. Now, one thing I did want to mention before we go talking more, a tragic injury in that game against Salisbury and Western District Toros. Dylan Jacopeta, who left Pirates due to work commitments, went to Toros to play with his mates. Actually received a broken leg after a tackle with the keeper there. I think it was Corey Van Paradon from Salisbury. So terrible stuff. And Salisbury went down to 9 men as well. Yeah.
Was the attack
it was a fair tackle, but he broke his leg, and that was his first game there with Toros. So we wish Dylan all the very, very best, and we hope you have a great recovery. Might not be a speedy one, but we hope you have a great recovery, and perhaps we can have you on the show as well, so you can chat to us.
You should have him on the show and chat him with his crutches.
Well, we did with Andy Lee, and it was great to hear from the player himself how you recuperate. But Fiona, look, unfortunate there.
Look, it's a really harsh thing to happen. Seen it just at the open school knockout soccer. A great up-and-coming player for Adelaide City, plays in the under-15s. His dad was actually a male medalist, Alan Welsh. Same thing, bad tackle, broken leg, just happened on Wednesday, and he's in crutches for a long time.
Yep, thank you.
Yeah, look, you never want to see any player, and being a player myself, injuries...
And you've laid a few bad tackles, Aggie, I remember.
He was the master of the bad tackle.
We've heard about that.
The only
You're a tough guy.
I've got a sore leg under here, he's been kicking me all night.
I think the only good thing I can say about an injury is if you're on crutches and you go to school and you're in matriculation, the girls just love you and feel sorry for you.
The stories are out.
You're not bad, Aggie.
Give me a break.
But look, there's no question, and we've had some horrible injuries over the years, and you spoke about Andy Lean. It's good to see that he's back after a broken leg, and we wish David the very best, or Dylan, and I hope he's got a quick recovery.
Definitely. Now we're looking at let's have a look at some footage that we took from the Sassy and West Adelaide game. And look, it was they started off with a minute's silence. That was, of course, for Vic Pantelis, which was great.
That was great.
Yeah, it was fantastic to show them, see them showing respect.
And this was on a Friday night, which was...
Friday night football,
it was a
great.
Good fixture.
Had a lot of people there, which is great, and people do like their Friday night football. They like any night football, basically.
Yes, agreed with that.
We saw the first goal there coming from Sassy. Now, the game was played a lot there in the midfield. You know, it was a lot of the game played in the midfield, and amazingly, and a lot of shots by both teams. Very, very even game. Obviously, we said 2 top quality teams. And both sides had plenty of chances, Pete.
Matt, obviously you were at the game. What about the physicality? Because when you look at the Sassy team, there's not much there for them. I mean, they're young boys. What about the fact that they're playing against grown men? How does that come about? Or do they just, hope that their silky skills gets over the line for them?
Look, there were a few physical tackles, and they seemed to come up okay with it against it. I think they've obviously grown accustomed to the guys that they're playing now. And
that's a great goal.
That was a great goal
yes.
there. It was a fantastic goal, and they worked through that really well. I mean, I'd like to show you more highlights, but you can't because we're time restricted. But looking back through the footage, there were some great passages of play by both teams, and the way some of them dispossessed the others. Brilliant stuff.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
Just amazing.
And I've always advocated that the young kids can always just run through their enthusiasm and take the older, more experienced teams on because they just run, speed. They throw caution to the wind, and that's how you get those goals.
Well, they've got that hunger, the hunger that every team wants. They want to go out there and they want to score and they want to win. And, sometimes... respectfully I say this, older guys don't have that same hunger, and they get more frustrated at the game, and these guys just go out there and do what they're supposed to do.
Well, I think that would be a big reason why West Adelaide Blues and Sassy are sitting first and second on the table, because they're the two. One's a new team to the league, one's a new group of players, and they really want to show themselves. They want to prove themselves.
Well, it was a great game. Now, this infringement here, I imagine it was for a headbutt. But looking at the actual footage, it was more of a chest butt than a headbutt.
Yeah,
and the assistant linesman was trying to explain it to Sam Hessage, but Sam has already given the yellow card. And I can just say that, look, the footage is there if clubs want to use it. We've got the footage for them, so if they want to... I don't know whether I should be saying that, but look, you can argue the facts.
Trouble is the decision has been made, and under the FIFA ruling, you can't take it back. So,
but you can learn from it, Aggie.
That's exactly right, and I'd be happy to provide this to the referees.
And talking about ladies, isn't it great to see a lady on doing the line? I know there's been quite a few that have been doing that, and
she was quite confident about it too.
Exactly, and she seemed as though she held her own, especially when they were having a bit of an argument there.
Yeah, and then we saw that. I think that was the last goal there for Sassy, and they were happy, so happy to come away. That was right towards the end of the match.
I love their celebrations.
Yeah, look, these boys are great, and they're doing a great job, and they're just travelling brilliantly at the moment, and we're going to be in for more. I actually want to we'll have a look at the fixtures because there are a couple of games being done, but we'll look at the table first after round 10 for the State League. And there we can see, as we talked about it, West Adelaide still retain top position even though they were defeated. So they're on 22, Sassy's on 21. This is tight. Northern Demons on 20, Salisbury 19, NAB 19, and Playford on 16. So there's your top 6.
And the rest are also
And then the rest, Gawler 7, Seaford 6, and Western District Toros and Port Pirie on 4 points each. But, it's looking interesting.
It is, and the interesting club that I see is NAB, because they've recruited some very good quality, experienced players in Vince Scamitzi, and obviously we just heard that Steve Peroni scored a brace, which is fantastic. I mean, these are players that have played at the top level for a lot of years, and it's good to see that they are coming into the State League and using their experience. But I expect NAB to move up the ladder in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, they've had a little bit of a quiet period, and Ange Giannino, I spoke to him on Saturday night. He was very happy with that win, and obviously it will give him a bit of a foundation to move on. We do have some games, even though it's a long weekend this weekend, we have got some State League games. Let's have a look at that. We've got, this is the round one game that is now being played. Western District Toros up against Salisbury. That's at Pennington Oval at 3 p.m. Also come to light, I've found out a couple of more. Sassy are playing Gawler 1 p.m. at Santos on Saturday. That game has been brought forward from round 19, as we said, due to players going to nationals. And also on Wednesday, the 11th of June, Sassy at home to Salisbury at Santos, 8:15. So if you want to go and see a night game, go there Wednesday, the 11th of June, 8:15. Reserves will be playing 6:15. I know I'll be there. I'll be there at both of those games taking footage, so we can bring that footage to you guys.
There's no question you are at every game that you can be.
I know I'm a raving lunatic about football.